All right. Well, how you doing today, Miss Jessica Buck?
I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us for an affirmation conversation. Today, we are going to be talking about proud. I am proud. This is actually one of our bonus topics. One of the 27 affirmations that the company is founded on. That proud is actually for the LGBTQIA community. But I love the fact that you are a proud woman and that you want to share your pride with others. So we are going to get into your story today. So you grew up in you were born in West Frankfort, Illinois, but you grew up in Massachusetts. Girl, that is hard to say, first of
Yeah,
all. That's too many damn letters.
Boston, right outside Boston. So yeah, I'm a
Okay.
Massachusetts girl.
All right. So, first of all, I've never been to Boston yet, but god dang, I
You're
love me some
missing
Boston
out.
clam chowder.
You're missing out. You're missing out. Go to Boston. It's a great. I'm a little biased, but there's a lot of it's tons of history up in Massachusetts. Not just Boston, but Massachusetts.
So the other day I was trying to put in an online order to so I had caught COVID and I was gonna take my husband to this restaurant, but we ended up postponing it. But anyways, we were going to just order in and just, go pick up the food. And I'm like, they had clam chowder, but it said Manhattan clam chowder, which I've always had Boston clam chowder, which is a new favorite of mine. And then I
Hmm.
Googled it, but it was like the red kind. And I'm like, oh no, I wanted the white broth. So
Yeah,
let
New
me just
England
say,
clam chowder is the
girl,
best.
I had the Manhattan kind, but I'm gonna stick with my Boston clam chowder. So, speaking of that, I do know that you're a huge Patriots fan. So, how you feeling about Brady? In Tampa Bay, you still a Brady fan, or you just more like a Patriots fan?
I'm an all Boston sports fan, but football is definitely my favorite sport, and um, I think it's a business. I mean, we obviously appreciated everything that Brady did for us for the last, 20 years. 20 years in one location is a long time to be in one place, and obviously, with six rings and all the memories that he gave, we do appreciate it. But it's a business, and he was ready to go, and he gave 20 years, and although I didn't necessarily feel that way when he announced his retirement or that he was moving, um, I feel that way now, and I don't like. There's no hard feelings or anything. I was excited for him when he won in Tampa, but I'm a huge Patriots fan, and that will never end, no matter who the quarterback is. So it is what it is. It's a business. We don't. I think a lot of my family and friends feel the same way. My brother's actually a huge Tampa fan now. There was always like his NFC team anyways, so um he was rooting for them. And then when Brady went there, it was always, you know, he was excited about that. It was made it an even better. I don't know. I'm not a Tampa fan, but I root for Brady wherever he is.
Oh, nice. Well, from one Jessica to another, I will let you know that I try to do these curls. I never wear my hair down and curly, but I'm like, I'm going to try to do the Jessica curls today. Although
It's
for me, I got
cute.
to keep on putting water and conditioner and a whole lot of product in mine. So
I
hopefully,
put a lot of product in mine too. And it takes me forever to dry, but
girl,
it's cute, girl. I like it.
girl. Oh my goodness. Speaking of 20 years, because we were talking about Brady and his 20 years in one place, you have been in the military for almost 20 years. So, first of all, thank you for your service. And so, you've been in over 19 and now you're in the DMV area. So, um, tell us a little bit about that journey.
Well, I mean, it's just been a lot of ups and downs, of course, in almost 20 years. A little over, I was at 19 in April, so joined the Army almost more, a little over 19 years ago. And like I said, I mean, we definitely had some ups and downs. I typed up my own chapter paper a couple times, but it's so
Um,
it's definitely it's definitely been a journey, but more good than bad. I mean, I had, obviously my two children in the military. I've traveled around a lot. I've had some excellent bosses and some not so good ones, but just, the memories and the traveling and, meeting people like you and a lot of the other people that I've met in the military that are like family now, and that have been, I've been in contact with and
keep
kept in
going.
touch with. and kept in touch with over the years that I mean, I'm actually terrible at keeping in touch, and I feel bad because I'm always like, oh, I really love that person, or you know what I mean? And maybe we go, but the other thing too is like we could go years without talking to each other and be stationed together again, or see each other at some conference or something like that, or at, you know, another duty station and pick up just like we never left just like we left off. So I mean, yeah, it's been, you know, overall it's been a great journey, but coming to an end soon. And are you okay, girl?
Oh my God.
Um, but yeah,
We're gonna
coming
have
to
to
an
stop.
end soon, but it's been really great.
Oh, hold on, Jessica. Hold on. Wait, we're not recording that one. We're not gonna be able to take that out.
It was kind of funny. So
All right, I'm back. Jesus, and I'm alive. Surprisingly, that was really bad. Okay, so we were talking about your military career and how proud you are of your journey and that you made it this far.
I
And
am proud I made it this far. It was it was touch and go a couple times, right? I like I said, typed up my own chapter paperwork a couple times. I had just been, you know, kind of sick of all of the nonsense sometimes. But like in any profession, you know, there's ups and downs, and so I am very proud that I'm here and retiring shortly, and that I made it this far. Yeah.
I know, right? And you're about to be promoted in a couple of days. So I know it's a good feeling because I remember when I first came in, I said I'm gonna do one enlistment. And then even before I got to that like 4-year mark, they tried. So my baby had my baby when she was 6 months. They tried to send me to Germany for 2 years unaccompanied. And I'm like, y'all got me, pardon my French, fucked up. And
Hmm.
so I told them I'm going to submit my paperwork to get out. And then they took me off the Germany orders. 6 months later, they said I was going to go to Korea for a year. So I did end up having to go to Korea all by myself when my daughter turned 1. And then I came back when she was 2. And so I was going to get out when she was 2. I was going to get out at that, 4-year mark. I had 6 months and 2 days left, and I ended up re-enlisting. And now, almost 20 years later, I'm proud that, I kept it going and it did get easier. The money got better. I won't
Yes,
say it didn't get easier to deal with people, but you're
for
going to deal
sure.
with people, I think, like this everywhere you go, unless you own your own stuff, which is what you do. And so we're going to segue into that. You own TJR Investments, which is a multi-level real estate investment company. Talk about that. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, girl. Yeah, so after COVID, I think everybody kind of started doing different things and kind of just finding their passion for things, especially if you're stuck at home. You're like, hey, what keeps me busy? What do I love doing? And so I realized that I really loved real estate. It's been in my family for a long time. My mom owned rental properties when we were younger. And although her mindset is very different when it comes to investments and money and things like that, and I had to definitely have a mindset shift because I grew up very differently as far as, thinking about investments and doing that stuff. But so early 2021, I joined what you call a mastermind group, which is really just for networking and resources because I realized I had some single family rentals because from being in the military and moving around and purchasing single family properties as I moved around to different duty stations, I realized that I wanted to scale my properties or scale my portfolio into multifamily properties. And so I joined a mastermind and was able to learn more about syndications and joint ventures and things like that, and how to purchase multifamily properties without using all of your own capital. Because at this very moment, although someday I will be have millions, but right now I don't,
Will manifest it.
and I didn't at the time, and um, so that's how I learned about how basically like using other people's money to purchase multifamily properties and scale your investment portfolio, a real estate investment portfolio.
That is
So I started
amazing.
an LLC to do that in early 20, well, about mid 2021.
So you have two children. How about that? So I know that we're married and now you're divorced, but you're raising your kids and you have beautiful kids, by the way, and they are flourishing. You
Thank
got a little
you.
cheerleader, you got a little basketball player. I know my daughter goes to your son's school, so I know all the girls be crushing on your boys. So I know you're a proud
Oh
mama.
goodness.
So let's kind of talk about, that that life there.
I am, and so that was part of the reason why I chose to be the proud affirmation as well, is because I'm super proud of my kids, like getting through, I mean, the whole world like completely changed, overnight basically. And so I'm just really proud of how well they dealt with with it, with school, with sports, with friends, with everything. They just kind of took it with a grain of salt, and um, they did really well adjusting. And I know that, some parents aren't able to say that. And so I'm super blessed and very thankful and just very proud of them, how they handled it. And, and not that, kids that didn't handle it as well are not, you know, are less of, I'm just very proud of the way that they handled it, the way that they got through it, the way that they kind of just dealt with things. Um, and we talked through it. We also became super close. Like you said, I went through a divorce in early 2020, and it was actually right before COVID started. And so we had, you know, we were going through some things as a family, and we really came together during COVID and really became very close. And I'm very proud of them. Like you said, yeah, my son plays basketball for South County, and my daughter is a cheerleader. She's going into her fifth season. So it's very expensive, but I'm proud of them both. And yeah, they're flourishing. They have really great friends. They're good kids. They just finished their fifth grade and 10th grade year. So yeah, they're doing really well. I love them both very much, and I'm super proud of both of them.
And your daughter is not just a cheerleader. Not that I'm, downgrading, just high school cheerleaders, but she is like a competition cheerleader. So you just be running
Yeah,
all
she
around.
does.
So
She does competitive cheer in her fifth season now, and she's a flyer. So she's up there in the top of the pyramids and doing her thing. And she works so hard too. She's always like, I want to go to, open gym and do extra stuff where it's optional, but she's always there with her friends. And whether it's, working on a new skill for her, or helping one of her friends work on a skill, she is always willing to, be there and be supportive and help. And again, it makes me so proud that she's not only willing to work hard for her own self and new skills and learn new things, but she's also willing to kind of go out on a limb for her friends, for her teammates, and help them better themselves as well.
so being in the Army, 19 years, I'm sure along the way attaining some some level of college education, correct?
Yep, I have my bachelor's degree from Hawaii Pacific University. I graduated a long time ago, actually, in 2008 from Hawaii Pacific. But then in early 2020, so COVID did a lot of good things. I started actually continued my master's with Liberty University.
Awesome.
So
So
still
doing,
working on that.
oh, that's okay, girl. It is never too late. So pursuing a master's, starting a business, going through a divorce, raising children, a preteen basically, and a teenager. I mean, you must feel very empowered right now, right? So when did you start to feel that pride in yourself? Is it does it help you to surround yourself with people, who inspire you, or how did you get to that point?
So I think that again, so after my divorce, I did feel very kind of empowered to, I mean, you see all these things where people like, turn over a new leaf and do all these things. And for me, I guess I just felt, and a lot of it was self-inflicted, but I guess during my marriage, I felt very like confined, very like muffled, I guess. I don't know what the word is, but just like not able to kind of be myself and do all the things that I wanted to do. And so when I got divorced, I did really feel empowered to kind of like, um, you know, to do new things, to learn new things. But COVID also helped because we were home so much and like learning. We had the more time to kind of learn and do new things and really have and think about, you know, the future and what you want with in life, and you know what, and then also like develop a plan, because you can have goals, but if you don't have a plan to complete those goals, then they're just goals, right? Like without a
Exactly.
plan to
Dreams, really.
accomplish them. Right. And so yeah, so I was able to also come up with a plan, to complete those goals and to get and to achieve, you know, my dreams and things like that. And so that was when I realized that I had so much more to offer and that I was capable of doing it as well. And so again, the reason why I really love this affirmation was because I have realized like how proud I am of myself. Although,
As
you
you
know,
should
I'm
be.
proud of my family, my friends, you know, you guys, you started a business as well. You guys are all awesome. And so, but really to look within myself and realize, you know, that I'm also proud of myself. You know, I've come so far in the last, um, you know, couple years, whether in just kind of, you know, like blossoming. I'm about to be 42 years old, so it's not like I'm young, but I
You are
have kind of
young.
definitely,
But
thank you.
you're getting older, but you're still young.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not,
I know you
you know,
mean.
I'm kind of just blossoming into just a better, more educated, I mean,
Yeah,
lots of words.
you're gaining wisdom from the experiences and the knowledge that you've gained with those experiences. So, and I
And
will
just being
say
able
you
to
have
like,
changed. I'm super proud of you. 2 years ago, I remember we used to walk all the time, and you were just like, and this is not a negative thing, but you were like a people pleaser, right? Not in a negative
very
way.
much so.
You always wanted to do stuff for other people, and sometimes to the
Yeah.
detriment of yourself. And I'm like, Jessica, why your ass waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning when you don't even got to wake
Oh,
up like
yeah.
7:30 for
I
work?
remember I told you
Because
about that. Yes.
it was just because you're just a very compassionate person. So it's like you often were putting people before yourself. And I think that could have been like how you were in your marriage, like you said, muffled. It wasn't because, your spouse was asking you to do that. He probably didn't even know that you were doing that. It's just because sometimes I think that it's just a natural thing when you're in any type of relationship, period, whether you're a man or a woman, but oftentimes a woman, you just do that, and it's like I've seen you lately just become more dominant, speak up for yourself more, become more empowered, more inspired, more confident. And your presence has been a lot stronger. So like, I'm proud to see that change in you too, because I have totally seen that over the last 2 years.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. And that makes me feel really good because I see it within myself and I know that that is true, but when other people recognize it, it's important and it makes me feel really good because it's true. Like I definitely was a people pleaser, and 100% at the detriment of myself, when I didn't have the time or when I didn't have just like the capacity to do it. I wouldn't say no. And it wasn't because like I felt like, you know, I had to, well, it was just because I care about people, right? And I care
Exactly.
about, and I want to help when I can, but it was like I was saying yes too much when I really couldn't, and then putting myself in a bind where I couldn't do the things that I needed to do for me. And
Exactly.
so that was the biggest part of it. And so now I've learned that, to say no when I can't do it. You know what I mean? And like, hey, maybe next time, like, but this is like, these are the things that I have going on right now, and I just can't. I don't have the capacity
And I
to.
think it's I think it's a characteristic of a proud person. It's like you want to say yes because it's like it's one of those like failure success things. It's like you want to show that you can do it all, you know,
Yeah.
like you
I'm
have to
also
balance
just
yourself. You have to
right.
have
Yeah.
harmony.
Yeah. I'm a nurturer also, as
Yes,
you
you
know, and
are.
I'm a cancer. And so, um, you know, and I do this with my kids. I'm like, you know, for them, it's my job basically to take care of them, but not necessarily for adults, right? And but for my own family, for my sister, for my brother. Recently, I mean, I love my sister to death, but recently I've had to just tell her like, hey, I can't, do some of the things, like you're a grown woman, like you
Mhm.
gotta do some of
We
these
love your
things
sister
yourself.
too.
You know, I know. Um, but yeah, no, it's been a great couple years as far as like just learning to say no
Yes,
when
girl.
I
I'm
when I
still
can't.
learning. And it feels
Yeah.
empowering when you do it. I mean, it does. Once you start to say no that first time, y'all, it becomes habitual and it feels easier every
Mhm.
time, right? Have you felt that? Like it feels easier every time.
It does. I used to also try to make excuses for why I couldn't, and now I'm just
Right.
like, no, like I'm
Right.
sorry,
Just no.
no, like I
Just
just,
no.
yeah,
I
like
know why
it,
it's no. You don't even have to know
right.
why it's no, but it's
Mhm.
no coming from a good place. There's reasons. I love
Yeah,
it.
and I'm like, don't ever like not ask me again because maybe next time it will be yes, but just time it isn't. And so yeah,
Exactly.
it's just been. I think also it's been like surrounding myself with like-minded people and people that are empowering and encouraging, and very smart, like people that just think outside the box. And that has helped me as well. That's helped me kind of see that I have that same potential and that I can reach all my goals and dreams and things like that. So yeah, it's been a good couple years.
Yeah,
And I
it has. This has definitely been like out of all the things that we can say have been negative about relocating and this experience, we can definitely say being surrounded by our cohort members in this area has definitely um, brought us to bad bitch status
Mhm.
in here. So I love it.
I agree. I agree. And a lot of times I feel like I don't make it to a lot of the things, but it's just having people close by that you can help out with. I mean, like even just with like I borrowed, your dress that I actually have to give back to you. Um, for,
It's okay.
it's just things like that it's just so reassuring that people are there for you and that you can count on people and there's things
I brought your
just
rank,
have
so it's
just
okay.
just having people around, right? And it yes, the sisterhood of the traveling rank that we have, started.
It's
And I
only four of
joined.
us who
I
share the same rank. It's
I
actually
joined later.
ridiculous.
Yeah. As they what told me that story, it was so funny. I was like,
It's
oh my goodness.
girl, it's funny. We're like, we're retiring. Girl, we retired 2, 3 years out and we all refuse to buy our own rank. That's when you know
Yeah.
it's bad.
And
That's
I
when you
got
know
the
you
rank that I got was from Anai, and she got
well,
promoted.
thank you,
So
Anna. So that rank has been shared amongst 5 people at least.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you something else to look forward to add to your I am proud bucket. So what is a skill or a talent that you have yet to, learn that you want to eventually one day?
So, so these two things are not skills that I don't have, but I want to get better at them.
Okay,
So, organization is one of
I
them
love that
because,
one. Favorite.
right, yeah. So I know I need to be more like you, Jessica, because you are very organized. So I can function. I have the skills, like organization skills, to be able to like find things and function, and I know where they are, but I really would love to learn some better organization skills. And if that's just learning, different platforms to use or just how to sort things, or I think I showed you my pantry like a year ago, and I was
You
like,
gave me
just
anxiety, girl.
yes, yeah. So I can find things and I can cook, and then
Organized
and
chaos
then
is what that was.
exactly, right? So, and that's how like how I am, I guess. I can function and but running a business, you have
Yeah,
to be more organized. And so
right,
that is definitely something that I wish that I could take like a course on or something, you know what I
right,
mean? Like how to kind of organize your life, because it's not just my business, it's the military, it's my kids things, it's like I need to hire like a VA or something, which I've actually looked into, and that might be my solution is, hiring a VA for like everything, right? So organizing kind of my business stuff and my, and making appointments for my kids and like and potentially, booking trips and vacations and things like
You know
that
what
because
you could do, because I thought about this too. I mean, especially now that it's the summer, you can just post like on the community page or something and just hire like a teenager, because they can put that on their like application
that's true
scholarships
too.
for college. And I mean, you can pay them reasonably. And then
Yeah,
you can just work a couple hours, a week
that's
for you.
true.
So
Yeah, I've looked into like VAs, but that's a good point because I don't need somebody, 40 hours
full
a week, of
time.
course.
Right, exactly.
I need, maybe 1 or 2 hours a day, if
Yeah, just
that.
get somebody to come between trips to the beach and, Mosaic
Exactly.
District.
Exactly. Exactly.
the
That's a
harbor.
damn good too.
So yeah, I mean,
Um,
I'm all for using like the younger generation, because they are just
that's
like
true.
so tech savvy, and they're hungry and they're super intelligent. And I just like to really like empower them and everything too. I
Mhm.
mean, they're gonna be
That is a good
running the
point.
country. So
Yeah, that is a really good point. That's true. I
yeah.
should do that. And the other thing though is public speaking. So in a small group, I'm okay with it. And if it's something that I know well, then I'm
Mhm.
okay. And I've obviously gotten through 19 years of the military by briefing and
Mhm.
teaching courses and things like that. But I would like to get better and more comfortable with public speaking, and just doing better. I think it's definitely a skill that you should learn early in life because it can take you really far. And like I said, I've gotten by with it, kind of like organization. Like I can get by, but I'd like to be better at it. Um,
Yeah.
so
I can understand that. And when they tell you to just like picture everyone in the audience naked, don't do that. You'll just laugh and
no,
people will think you're
and it
crazy.
doesn't work.
It
Like it
doesn't.
doesn't
And
work
plus, like
anymore.
half of the people, you don't want to picture them naked anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I want to, and then I would want to leave the room.
exactly. Like, no. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
like what makes me more comfortable, because I'm pretty comfortable public speaking. And I totally agree, especially if I'm really knowledgeable about what I'm speaking about. Um, but I always get real comfortable and then I start using curse words. I'm like, girl,
Mhm.
I might not
Yeah.
want to do that in
So
certain
that's another thing
audiences.
too, is like not only public speaking, but knowing your audience and directing it towards them. So that's another
Yeah.
thing too. It's just, I guess, coming up with like the skills and the knowledge and the things, and the processes, I guess, to be able to kind of deliver a good, um, whatever you're giving, organize things like that. It's
Yeah, I
definitely
definitely would
something that I
say
have to
look
work
at
on.
LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, which I think is like a Google thing maybe, and then like YouTube. They have everything and it's for free. So
I
just to start out on something, but yeah, I mean,
I
hell,
follow a woman on Instagram who gives like public speaking tips and things like that. I've definitely,
yeah. I think the
watched.
best way to do it is we should do it all in front of each other, because I feel like the hardest for me is to try to be serious in front of y'all asses.
That's true.
I think it's
That
harder
is
to be
true.
serious in front of y'all. It's easy for me to be serious in front of other people, because honestly, they don't even be knowing what, like if I forget something, they don't know that I forgot something because they don't know what I was supposed to say anyways. But in front of you
That is
guys,
true.
it's like y'all see me and y'all know my personality, I'm crazy, I'm goofy, but then I'm supposed to be serious. And so now I'm like, I have anxiety because I'm like, they expect me to be a certain way and now I got to be another way. And so like to me, I like to practice in front of like my closest friends, because I know that I have to be completely different. And if I can nail it with y'all, then I'm good. I think
That is
that's
true.
honestly the hardest.
That is true.
So I think,
Yeah. So Jessica and I mean, not Jessica, sorry. Rebecca and Anna came to one of the meetups that we host
yes,
in the
I saw
DMV,
it.
and I just ignored that they were there because
Yes, you
because
have
I
to.
was like, it's there. I know them from like a different, like, although they were very interested in kind of, investing in some other things, it was like I was speaking majority to the other people. And so for that, in that case, I kind of just ignored the fact that they were there because I was like, yeah, they know me in a different way. Um,
Exactly.
but it was really good. It went well.
I love it. So if you could basically give someone advice, someone who was having a little bit of trouble trying to find something within themselves or in their life to find pride, um, what would you tell them?
So I think I would just tell them to be themselves. It has been, like I said before, I spent a lot of time not being myself. I spent a lot of time kind of like learning who I was and, attempting to have that come out. And I think my advice would just be to, find out who you are and just be that, right? And don't try to be somebody different for other people. I know that, obviously different circumstances require you to kind of act a different way or be, or say different things or do something. But the thing that has made me the most proud of myself is the fact that I've found myself, right? I found like who I am, who I want to be, who I'm most proud of, how I am, when I am completely myself. Um, and I've also found that people like me the most that way, right? Like,
That's
so even the people that I thought, you know, that I was trying to like pretend for or act a certain way for, they didn't necessarily, although I thought that I would, that's the way that they wanted me to be, it wasn't, you know what I mean? And they've like recently, people have said that, like, I like you so much better the way that you are now
yes.
because it's so much more genuine. It's so, not that I was like a fake person before, right? But I was
No,
just
no, no.
not myself. You know what I mean? Like I tried to be someone different because either I felt like I wasn't proud of who I was
Mhm.
or I just didn't really know who I was.
Yeah.
And so I would say to just be yourself no
And it
matter
is
what.
hard to find, it is hard to figure out who you are in the army, though. I will definitely say that. It's hard because you
Yeah.
under so many, you have so much policy guidance, so many regulations, restrictions from those regulations. It's like it is hard because I knew who I was before I joined the army, although I was only 17. And then it's like you're trying to figure out who you are, but then you're still so restricted. You have, we had so many restrictions against nails and hair and,
Hmm.
makeup and wardrobe. You wearing the same shit every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it is hard, and then when you
Yeah.
come home, you're very tired. So you're not really exploring who you are on the weekends. It's like you're kind of doing the same stuff. You're probably exhausted. So you're not really going out and really experiencing too much. So
Yeah.
but I
And the
think
military puts so much in you, like, oh, you're a soldier 24/7 or you're this
girl,
24/7.
yeah,
So even when you can be yourself, you really can't be yourself.
exactly. That's
Um,
true. Because every time you want to do something that is yourself, it's like you got to be like, you know, not what would
yeah.
Jesus do, but what would a soldier do?
And
Like,
not
you know what
mean
I'm
by
saying?
like, committing crimes and things like that. Like
Right,
obviously that's
exactly.
not
Like,
what
would
I
a
mean, but
soldier take these 10 shots? And actually, the correct answer usually is probably yes, to be honest. But
right.
but my ass ain't about to take no 10 shots, that's for sure. But no, it's really really true. It is hard to find yourself as your true self as a soldier, which is pretty sad. God, these flies is driving me nuts. And
I
look
know,
at this
girl.
hair. It's just growing and growing. The longer we sit here, the bigger this hair grow. It's gonna be a whole big old afro. I'm gonna go get my skates in a minute.
But this humidity, people think Virginia doesn't have the humidity that it does, but it does.
Girl,
Like two
disgusting.
weeks, or was it? It's been a little bit better the past couple of weeks, but a couple of weeks
Yeah.
ago, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't wear my hair down at all. I was like, I can't take this
I don't never
humidity.
wear
I
my hair
thought
down. This is
I thought
odd.
Georgia was bad.
My stuff going right back in a bun as soon as I get off this thing with you. The only reason why it's like this is because I look like Felicia from Friday just a few minutes ago because yesterday was wash day and I had it in 4 little plaits with the conditioner in it. And I was like, well, y'all can see me raw on here, but y'all ain't about to see me like that. I snatched the bonnet off that had the plastic cap underneath it, and my 4 plaits
Right.
came out, and I just brushed it. I'm gonna be myself
My
now.
hair's been up in a ponytail all week, so you lucky you
I don't
getting
blame
this. Like,
I don't blame you, girl. So, I think you already mentioned it, but if you had a quote or a tagline to share with people, what would that be?
I think I like again, it would just be you, be proud, just be yourself all the time. Um, that is really really important to me, and I think that it should be important to everyone else. Is like just be yourself. That's my biggest thing. It's like be yourself, be proud of who you are, and don't try to be anybody else. There's
That's right.
only you. There's only one of you. So don't try to, compete or compare or be, everybody else. And especially these days with like social media and stuff like that, you see all these people on social media and you think that they're a certain way, but honestly, like there's so many people, and I know how sad it is, but like you know, people that like so unfortunate, and it's very, very sad, but like people, you know, a lot of like influencers and things like that that like are in, you know, have a lot of mental health issues, or, you know, commit suicide and things like that, is because they're not themselves. Like they're just what you see on social media. And it's so hard nowadays with social media, and it's hard to like not compare yourself to other people or not want to be doing things that the other people are doing, but it's not reality. It's really not. It's like they're just showing you what they choose to show you. There's a whole nother side of them. So just yeah, so just be yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people, and just be proud of who you are.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. And, for everybody who's watching right now, just think of just one thing. If you can just think of one thing today that you did, one characteristic about yourself, whether it's a physical feature or, just a personality trait that you have, that you're just find something in yourself to be proud of. I can promise you there's something, or just turn to, any person that is surrounding you right now and ask them, what is something about, you that they admire, and just be proud of that every single day. Try to search for something like that to be proud of, and then try to formulate new things, and then just keep going. And like Jessica said, be you, right? Because we were all
Absolutely.
created uniquely us for a reason,
Hmm.
right? So
Absolutely.
thanks so
Yeah.
much, Jessica. I really, really appreciate it. I love talking to
You're
other girls named
welcome.
Jessica. My parents named me that basic ass
Jessica.
name, but
Yeah.
there's nothing basic about you and there's nothing basic about me.
That's just the year. I think it was like the most popular name the year I
I
was
know.
born. It
I'm
was like
like,
Jessica and Jennifer. I'm
I know
like,
exactly. Exactly. One of my
and
closest
I'm
cousins
like,
named
and my
Jennifer.
mom said that. She was like, well, I was gonna name you Jennifer, but then I'm like, okay, well, that wouldn't have been any better, but
Nope,
at least
exactly.
I
I'm
would
like,
have.
okay, well, thank you for Jessica. Even when my
Yeah.
husband called me Jessica, I'm like, don't call me that. He was like, why? That's your name. I'm like, I feel like he's insulting me by calling me Jessica. I'm like, my name is Babe. You
Right.
better not call me that. I'm like, what did
Yeah.
I do? What did I do for you to call me Jessica? He's like, you are a crazy woman. But thanks
Jessica.
so much, girl. I really appreciate it. This was fun. Nice talking to
Anytime.
you. And I'm glad I survived my coughing spell, and I'm glad you stuck with me through it. And if you would have had to come down the street to do the Heimlich, I would have hoped you at least left back to your house COVID free. So stay boosted.
Absolutely. I got you, girl. I know we are actually right down the street. I was thinking about getting up and coming there. I was like, Jayla, are you there? Like, can you help your
She
mother?
down the street at work,
Uh,
girl. Playing with them
oh,
damn
is
puppies.
she? Oh, girl, tell her to help to call her friend and tell him to get a freaking job too.
I
He
know.
just
Well,
turned
they definitely be
15. So
hiring,
yeah, I know.
and he is old enough.
No, anytime, Jessica. I really appreciate it. And I'm like, and again, I'm so proud of you and all the things that you've done, and your business is flourishing. And I can't wait to see all of the awesome things that you do. I think this project is so cool. And that's part of most of the reason why I wanted to be involved, but also to support you and your awesome business. And I really love it. And yeah, so thank you.
Hi, girl. Love you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Hey, everybody, it's me again. Thank you so much for tuning in to another I Do Affirm Affirmation Conversation. I hope you enjoy the conversation with Jessica. I'm a little bit impartial because we share the same name. Of course, Jessicas are awesome. No matter how simple our names are, we are very complex and amazing individuals. I'm so proud of Jessica. I have definitely seen this woman grow in the past 3 years. We literally live about a block from each other, and she is just an amazing woman, an amazing mother. She has done her thing. She's grown so much in the past 3 years, and I'm very proud of her. And she should be damn proud of herself. She is a phenomenal woman. And Jessica, I'm telling you, I'm proud of you. You're awesome. I am so proud of your growth. I'm proud of you for believing in yourself and never giving up. And that is what Jessica was trying to convey to those of you watching. Be proud. Pride is a mindset thing. Surround yourself with like minded people. That is what I love to do. I had to grow into that. I was always kind of like that anyways. The younger person in my group, I kind of still am. I love that. It's so much pride in just being around people who are so wise, who want to invest in you, who want to pour into you, help you grow. I just love being around people who just know more than me. I don't know what it is. It just makes you feel so good inside to be around people who just want the best for you. And you'll know it when you see it. You'll feel it when you have it. When you want to give up, go all in. That's something that Jessica wants you all to know as well. That's something that this Jessica wants you all to know. It's something about the journey. And then when you get to that finish line, knowing that you never gave up, you gave your all. That feeling of pride feels so good, especially when you have doubters and haters along the way. It just feels so good when you've accomplished something that even you didn't even know or believe that you could accomplish. Even if you are fearful, be fearful. Fear is okay. Fear can be motivating. Fear can be fuel, but do it anyway. Be you, be proud, and keep going. Never quit, right? There is no growth in quitting at all. There is no win in quitting, only losses. It is an amazing feeling when you accomplish something. For me, I'm always tired. I'm always exhausted, and it's not a good thing. Trust me, it's not a good thing. I do need to find my balance, but it is something about always achieving something, always accomplishing something. It becomes a habit, it becomes an addiction. It really does. Once you accomplish something that you never thought that you can accomplish, you get so much pride from it that you are looking for that next challenge. You're looking for that next thing. You are so proud of yourself that you're not even looking for nobody or nothing to be proud of you. You don't need it. You have it in yourself. You don't need the naysayers. You don't need, you really don't even need the cheer squad. You have it within yourself. And that's what I want you all to get to. I want you all to have so much pride, so much hope, so much belief in yourself that is all that you need. Once that clicks in you, once you get that, I'm telling you, you are going to be completely unstoppable. And not only are you going to be completely unstoppable for you, you're going to be so infectious to those around you that it is going to be amazing what you do for others. People are going to thank you. They're going to love just being around you. They're going to call you. They're going to say, hey, I know that you don't even know that you did this for me, but I've watched you and I've watched what you've done for yourself. And you motivated me to do X, Y, Z. And I want to thank you. You're going to be so shocked and you're not even going to know. And it's going to continue to motivate you to do things for yourself. And in turn, you're going to do things for others. And you're going to just live off that pride. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. Your life is going to thrive. Be proud. Keep going. Don't give up. I know it's cliche, but like they say, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. I say, when the going gets tough, you better get going because ain't nobody going to do it for you. They're not. You got to get it. I believe in you. You got this. Take care.